So corporate America is starting to complain about the rising costs of AI. The other day it was Uber's president saying that AI spending is becoming harder to justify. This comes in the sequence of Uber spending their basically all annual budget in just 4 months. This is funny because companies have been bragging about using AI to write more and more of their code and using AI for more and more of their stuff. I think the underlying issue here is the misalignment between what AI companies want and what customers and users like you and me want. AI companies like OpenAI, Anthropic are not profitable and they need us and customers like Uber to spend more tokens. This is no surprise since a few weeks ago Nvidia's CEO said it would be alarmed if the top engineers would not be spending a lot of money in tokens. They are literally telling us to spend more money on AI. I have also read about Meta having an internal leaderboard called Cloudonomics where they measure the employees' token usage. This is basically a way of incentivizing employees to spend more tokens in a way for being more productive. But surprise, surprise, token usage is not the same as productivity. I have been using AI for lots of stuff from coding to content production, and sadly the LLMs make lots of mistakes. Most of the times the output is not good enough. The main reason for this is because the LLMs are flawed from the ground up, where the LLM was trained to always answer the questions with confidence even when they don't have the answer or don't know what is the correct answer. This is the main source of hallucination. To make things worse, the LLMs behave in a way that makes the hallucinations worse because they try to one-shot everything. For example, I give it a task with a very specific scope and a very specific task where I describe what I want, describe what is outside of scope and what I don't want, and even though sometimes the LLM ignores the clear instructions and does things outside of the scope. On top of that, the LLMs, I've seen that they don't always stick to best practices and they try to shortcut things by implementing quick fixes. So these things makes me spend more tokens, so I can completely understand why employees are spending a lot of tokens on stuff instead of just producing better stuff. The other day I also saw a discussion on Twitter where people were discussing that the LLMs are becoming more efficient at replying and producing an output. But on the other hand, even if they are more efficient and producing the output with fewer tokens, the top models are becoming more expensive. These are the frontier models from Anthropic and OpenAI and Google. So these models are becoming more expensive per million of tokens. So even if they are more efficient, basically the end cost is the same in terms of dollars. This misalignment is starting to remind me of the dating apps. The goal of dating apps was to help people find relationships, but when you see how they make money, which is via ads or subscriptions, their incentive is to keep people using the app, keep you there so you can keep consuming and giving them money. If you pay close attention, you start to see these small changes from AI companies to make you spend more tokens. This is visible at the end of ChatGPT and other LLM conversations where you have the follow-up questions. So even when the conversation achieves the goal, at the end there is the follow-up question. This is a small and subtle way of incentivizing you to use AI more and more and spend more and more tokens.